What's up, everybody? Welcome back to GRIPN N RIPN FISHN. My name is Trey, and for those of you who haven't been on the channel before, I want to start off by saying I appreciate you clicking on the video, and if you like what you see today, I would also appreciate the support. Hit that subscribe button. It should be red down there. You click on that, it'll turn gray. It means you're subscribed to the channel. Hit the notification bell and you'll see any future videos that I post. I got something special for you. We're gonna use the Googan Squad 7-inch Contender swim bait, and I'm super stoked about getting that in the water. Before we go any further, I just want to say shout out to Googan FISHN. He threw up a giveaway on his Instagram page and happened to win it. Sent me some really cool hats and some cool shirts. The hat is awesome, and I think it's really fitting because I made a choice when I was younger. I wasn't gonna use any cuss words. So in my entire adult life, teenage life, I have not cussed. And I don't care if other people cuss, it doesn't bother me one bit, but for some reason I made a choice not to, and so I thought this was just absolutely fitting for me. So we're gonna get out here and we're gonna use this Contender and we're gonna get on some fish. If that doesn't work, I've got these Trench Hawgs that I have had a ton of luck with. The scent on them is just great. I got the 4.65 inch and the 6-inch Trench Hawgs this time. This pond is supposed to have some really big bass. I've had a couple friends tell me that they've seen absolute monsters in here. So I want to get on some of those fish, catch you guys out on the water. I'm gonna try to get out here to the middle. Heard there's a deep spot out here, like 8 to 10 feet, and water's still pretty cold in this area. Temperatures have only been getting warmer for the last week, so they might be coming up a little bit. We might catch them suspended a few feet under the surface today, and water looks super clear, so we might get away with catching some big fish with this Contender today. It looks pretty lifelike, and I think it might work. Get this thing tied on. I'm super excited to use this. I've been seeing a lot about it online, especially from some of the Googan Squad members, which those guys are awesome. If you haven't checked them out, you know, just look on YouTube. They are everywhere, and they're putting out some awesome products. I think they're currently working with Catchco, and they've been putting out some really good stuff. So I'm excited to get this out in the water and see if we can catch some fish on it. I've actually got a heavier rod, a Dobbins Fury, that I'm gonna use for swim baits. This is probably pushing it if I had to guess on this rod, but I think we'll be fine for today. Once I get the Dobbins Fury, we get that set up, and then we can start using this a little bit more. Man, so as you can see, this thing looks awesome. It's got a little bit of a clank if you reel it in quick. It's got an awesome swim. It looks like it sinks pretty slow and stays close to the surface if you're reeling it. I tell you what, I am super impressed with how this thing swims. I like it when it's slow swimming. It's got a nice little glide to it. Just kind of slow reel it in. I'm probably not catching fish because it's just so pressured out here. There's got to be at least 30 people along the bank They've got chairs set up. Some people have 3 or 4 rods in the water. They've got to be, from what I've heard, they're trout fishing. I guess they just stocked this pond on Tuesday from what someone said on the bank over there. So this water is extremely pressured right now, and I haven't really seen anybody catching fish. I have to imagine that is why. Well guys, I just caught about the smallest fish ever. I saw them over here, I cast it out, and one of these bluegill took a bite. So this is not what we were here for, but hey, we didn't get skunks. So let's get this guy back in the water. Feels a little bit heavy for a normal heavy rod. If you have a heavier crankbait rod or something like that, you might be able to use it. The action in the water with this thing is pretty daggone awesome. It has a pretty slow sink, and when you slow reel it, it almost glides. But if you crank her in fast, she moves pretty quick, and it's got a pretty nice paddle, so it's got an awesome swim action. It's only about maybe 6 inches below the surface of the water, and it looks awesome. I'm telling you right now, you guys are not going to be disappointed with it. And at only I believe it's $25 on Googan's website. It's a steal. I mean, most people can't afford to buy $200 or $150, $200 lures. So Googan put out something that, I mean, it is definitely comparable. I'm watching this thing right now. It's crystal clear water here, and man, I would eat it if I was a fish. I have a good feeling I'm gonna have a lot of luck with this. Maybe not today. As I said earlier in the video, it has been super pressured out here, and I'm counting probably 30 people out here at this point, and there's probably, if I had to guess, 50 rods in the water, 50 lines in the water. It's crazy. Yeah, this thing overall, I'm gonna give this thing an A+. It is absolutely beautiful. The colors on it are awesome, and the swim action is awesome. I can't say a negative thing about it. The hooks, they seem like they're pretty good quality, and it does have a soft tail, so it's got a nice action in the water. So if you crank on her and fast twitch it, it actually has some pretty awesome movement. It'll turn around and almost go the other direction, so it's pretty lifelike. All right, so we are back here at the house. We are done fishing, and we were doing a little front porch sitting while I talk to you. So the Googan Squad Contender 7-inch version. There is a Junior Contender, which is a little smaller. The 7-inch version is 1 3/4 ounces. I think it's completely doable to use this with one of your heavier rods. Definitely think you don't have to go out and buy some big swim bait rod. I do have one, and I am going to be getting some bigger swim baits, but all in all, for the price that you purchase this at, it's just great. It's I think $24.99 on Googan's website, so it is an awesome lure. It had a great action in the water. When you slow reel it, it's got a very wide swim. All right, you fast reel it, it's got a tight swim. And then what I noticed is if you twitch the rod a little bit, it'll actually swim forward and then turn around and go backwards really slow. And what was really cool is I was at a pond that was very clear, so you know, I would toss it out and start reeling it back, and then when I would stop, the lure would actually switch directions and then just suspend there. It's a very, very slow sinking lure. So as you reel it, it does go down, I'd say probably 2 or 3 feet as it just naturally drops. And then when you stop reeling, it pretty much stays right there. And that's what you want. You want something, so these predator fish are gonna be following the lure, and then when the lure stops, and that fish thinks that the bait has let its guard down, that's when they're gonna strike. So this for the money, I think is an absolutely awesome lure, and I couldn't be happier with the purchase. Sometimes you get buyer's remorse, and that is not the case here. I think we are gonna catch a lot of fish with this lure, and definitely subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, because I didn't catch anything in this video due to the fact that where I went, the water was just so pressured. I mean, there had to have been, while I was there had to have been about 50 people come and go fishing, and if I had to guess, some of those people were throwing 3 lines out at a time, so there had to have been at least 100 lines in the water, maybe more, while I was there fishing. We did catch a bluegill on something smaller today, but that's all that I was gonna get biting. I saw maybe 5 fish caught the whole time I was there, and I think 4 of them were trout. I didn't see any bass caught. So they had just stocked that pond Tuesday with trout, which is very rare for my area. That's the only pond that they do that in around here. And they're all farm raised, so they're big enough to eat. So they want you to take them out of the water, because if you don't, they actually will die down here, which I think is crazy. But they stock the pond for people to come in, fish it, have some fun, take them out of there and eat them. As I said, you know, that lure over there is gonna catch some fish. Just, we gotta give it some time, because there are some big fish over here, and I wanna get them in the kayak. So you guys, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. If you're still watching this, you know, I appreciate the support. Like the video, leave a comment, ask any questions you have about this lure, because I will gladly get back with you and answer them. And if I didn't get the answer during this video, I'll go back out and I'll try it out again, so you don't have to purchase it first to find out for yourself. I'll go out and do what you want, and I'll hit you back with the answer. So as always, you guys have a good one, and I'll catch you next time on GRIPN N RIPN FISHN.